What's happening and when at the Paris Olympics? From day 9 to day 11. Welcome to the Paris 2024 Olympics. As the City of Lights hosts this spectacular event, athletes from around the globe compete for glory and the pursuit of excellence. Join us on latest updates as we take you through the highlights and key events happening day by day at these historic games. From breathtaking performances to record-breaking moments, Paris 2024 promises to be an unforgettable experience. Let's dive into the action. Day 9, Sunday the 4th of August, 20 gold medals, gold medal events, archery, men's individual, artistic gymnastics, men's rings, women's uneven bars, men's vault, athletics, women's high jump, men's hammer throw, men's 100m, badminton, men's doubles, equestrian, dressage Grand Prix freestyle individual, fencing, men's foil team, golf, men's round 4, road cycling, women's road race, shooting, women's skeet, swimming, women's 50m free, men's 1500m free, men's 4x100m medley relay, women's 4x100m medley relay, table tennis, men's singles, tennis, women's doubles and men's singles. Highlights: Sunday at 20:55 is go time for the men's 100m final. Will Jarman Hughes be on the start line for GB after a world bronze last year? Will Noah Lyles become the first American to win this event since 2004? Can Botswana's Letsil Tebogo pull off an upgrade on last year's world silver? Roland Garros hosts the Olympic men's singles final. Many fans would love a Nadal-Djokovic Olympic final on clay here. They have met once before at the Games, in the Beijing 2008 semi-finals, which Nadal won. Realistically, the Spaniard may have a better chance of a medal in the doubles. Serbia's Djokovic, meanwhile, is trying to win the one big title still missing from his collection. The final round of the men's golf competition begins at 8 o'clock. American Xander Schauffele will be in Paris to defend his title, and he has said an Olympic gold medal is proving increasingly valuable in a sport that, until Rio 2016, was all about its 4 majors. Spain's Jon Rahm will be one of the highest-profile LEV golf players at the Games. Lizzie Deignan is the first female British cyclist to be selected for 4 Olympic Games. Deignan, the London 2012 silver medalist and 2015 world champion, is joined by national champion Pfeiffer Georgie, Anna Henderson and Anna Morris for Sunday's women's road race, which starts at 13 o'clock. A strong Dutch team for this race features Ellen van Dijk, Demi Vollering, Lorena Wiebes and Marianne Vos, who won gold in London 12 years ago. Brit Watch. With Charlotte Dujardin pulling out on Tuesday, teammate Lottie Fry, daughter of Laura, who rode at Barcelona 1992, could be one of the biggest challengers in this event. In gymnastics, Jake Jarman won World Vault gold last year and backed it up with a European title in April. The 22-year-old has the chance to turn that form into an Olympic title at 15:25. Becky Downie could be a contender in the uneven bars from 1440. Amber Rutter welcomed her first child to the world in April. Now she's shooting for skeet gold at Paris 2024. Qualification from 8:30, final from 14:30. Rutter missed Tokyo 2020 through a positive COVID test just before she travelled, which she says was devastating at the time but ultimately helped reshape her life goals to include both personal priorities and Olympic aims. In track and field action, world silver medalist Matthew Hudson-Smith is in the opening round of the men's 400m from 18:05. Men's hockey reaches the quarter-final stages. World Watch, the first round of the men's 110m hurdles begins at 10:50. Grant Holloway was the Tokyo favourite until he lost composure, in his words, and allowed Jamaica's Hansel Parchment to thunder past. Holloway has since won both available world titles and is on the US team for Paris. In the women's 400m hurdles first round, 11:35, watch for another American, defending champion Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone, testing herself against Dutch world champion Femke Bol. The last night of swimming at Paris 2024, from 17:30, features 4 finals. The women's 50m free, men's 1500m free, men's 4x100m medley and women's 4x100m medley. Sweden's Sarah Sjöström is a big contender in the women's 50m free, while the women's 4x100m medley could turn into a classic US-Australia battle. GB won men's medley silver in Tokyo. The table tennis men's singles final could be an opportunity for China's Ma Long to extend an extraordinary Olympic streak, 1330. Ma comes into the Games having won all 5 Olympic titles available to him since 2012, 3 team, 2 individual. Expert knowledge. We are well into the quarter-finals and semi-finals of boxing's various weights. In the women's middleweight division, 75 kilograms, where quarter-finals take place on Sunday, UK-based Cindy Ngamba is fighting for the Olympic refugee team. Ngamba is unable to return to Cameroon, where she was born, because of her sexuality. Homosexuality in the country is punishable with up to 5 years in prison. She is the first boxer ever selected for an Olympic refugee team. Fencing at Paris 2024 concludes with men's team foil, 1930, a perfect finale for the hosts, who are the defending champions. To score a point, you need to strike your opponent on their torso, shoulder or neck with the tip of your weapon. You also need to have right of way, which, if you're new to fencing, is a concept best left to the referee, who decides which fencer has attacking priority at any given time. In the team event, everyone cycles through a series of mini head-to-head matchups until one team scores 45. Alternatively, the highest scoring team wins if the 9th and final bout ends without either team reaching 45. Day 10, Monday the 5th of August, 18 gold medals, gold medal events, artistic gymnastics, men's parallel bars, women's balance beam, men's horizontal bar, women's floor, athletics, men's pole vault, women's discus throw, women's 5000 m, women's 800 m, badminton, women's singles, men's singles, basketball 3x3, men's and women's, canoe slalom, men's and women's kayak cross, shooting, men's 25m rapid fire pistol, mixed team skeet, track cycling, women's team sprint, triathlon, mixed team relay. Highlights. In a fast and dazzling Tokyo 800m final, Keely Hodgkinson delivered a sensational Olympic silver medal in a time that broke a British record set by Kelly Holmes in 1995. 3 years later, can she go one better? Athingmu, who took gold in Tokyo, will not be in Paris after falling during US Olympic trials, but Kenyan world champion Mary Moraa will. The final starts at 20:45. When mixed team triathlon, starts 7 o'clock, was introduced to the Olympics in Tokyo, the GB team of Johnny Brownlee, Jess Learmonth, Georgia Taylor-Brown and Alex Yee won it. This time around, France and Germany are likely to be major medal threats. Action starts at the Vélodrome de Saint-Quentin-en-Yvelines, just west of Paris. Track cycling's opening day includes the women's team sprint from 16 o'clock, final 1858, where GB have qualified a team for the first time since London 2012. Sophie Capewell helped GB to world silver in the event last year. Her dad, Nigel, recorded 4th-place finishes in Paralympic track cycling at Atlanta 1996 and Sydney 2000. Kayak cross reaches a climax with the women's final at 15:55 and men's final at 16 o'clock. GB's Joe Clark has back-to-back world titles in this event, which is new to the Olympics and features paddlers racing each other along the rapids. Clark's teammate Kimberly Woods also won world gold last year. France are likely to be a big factor in both events. Could this be the last time you see Simone Biles in action? The beam final, 11:36, and women's floor final, 13:20, take place on artistic gymnastics' last day at Paris 2024, which is 27-year-old Biles' 3rd Olympic Games. The beam final could see the baton passed to the next generation, since Hesley Rivera, at 16, the youngest athlete on the US team, won this event at US Olympic trials. Brit Watch. The world might be focused on Biles, but GB will be keeping an eye on Joe Fraser, who is a past world and European gold medalist on parallel bars. That final begins at 10:45. Sport climbing, which made its debut at the Tokyo Olympics, returns from 9 o'clock with more medals this time around. What was one combined event in Tokyo is now 2 competitions in Paris. The first is boulder and lead, where climbers work to solve short but complex climbs in bouldering, then go for maximum height in lead climbing, all of which is done in set time windows. The second is speed climbing, which is against the clock. The change in format opens up new avenues for competitors like GB's 19-year-old Toby Roberts, already multiple times a champion in boulder and lead climbing at World Cup level. Hockey's women's quarter-finals run throughout the day. World Watch. Sweden's Mondo Duplantis keeps on setting pole vault world records. His latest was 6.24 m in April this year, and you can expect him to entertain the Paris crowd while trying to better that in his final from 18 o'clock. France's Renaud Lavillenie will not be there to rival him. The London 2012 champion has struggled after hamstring surgery and did not hit the qualifying height of 5.82 m. Elsewhere on the track, the first round of the men's 400 m hurdles, 9:05, is a chance to see Norway's Karsten Warholm, the Tokyo champion, and biggest rivals Rai Benjamin of the US, who has the better form coming into Paris, and Brazil's Alison dos Santos. 3x3 basketball reaches a climax with the women's final at 21:05 and the men's final at 21:35. The US won the women's title in Tokyo, while Latvia are the defending men's champions. Badminton concludes with the women's singles final at 9:55 and men's singles final at 14:40. Denmark's Victor Axelsen was the only European to win an Olympic badminton title in Tokyo 3 years ago and could go all the way again in Paris. South Korea's An Si-young and China's Chen Yufei are among the favourites for women's gold. Football's men's semi-finals take place at 17 o'clock and 20 o'clock. Expert knowledge. Artistic swimming, formerly known as synchronized swimming, begins at 18:30 with the team technical routine. This is one of the few instances in which a major change to a sport will result in precisely nothing different for anyone watching. A rule change allowed men to take part in the team event for the first time in Olympic history, but perhaps partly because the change took place only 18 months ago, no men actually qualified, so this will still be an all-female event. This should have been a landmark moment for the sport, governing Body World Aquatics said, promising to work harder to help male athletes succeed. 45-year-old Bill May was the only male artistic swimmer with a realistic chance of selection, but the US left him out of their team. Before that, May had said no men at the Games would represent a slap in the face. US selectors said they had to pick the strongest lineup. Day 11, Tuesday the 6th of August, 15 gold medals. Gold medal events: athletics, women's hammer throw, men's long jump, men's 1,500 m, women's 3,000 m steeplechase, women's 200 m, boxing, women's 60 kilograms, diving, women's 10 m platform, equestrian, jumping individual, sailing, men's and women's dinghy, skateboard, women's park, track cycling, men's team sprint, wrestling, men's Greco-Roman 60 kilograms, men's Greco-Roman 130 kilograms, women's freestyle 68 kilograms. Highlights: the women's 200 m final, 2040, could be stacked with US talent. The 3 Americans named for this event are the 3 fastest women in the world over this distance in 2024: Gabby Thomas, Mackenzie Long, and Brittany Brown. GB's Dina Asher-Smith was the world champion in 2019 and a world bronze medalist in 2022. Jamaica's Elaine Thompson-Herah, the Tokyo champion, has withdrawn from Paris 2024 through injury. The men's 1,500 m is likely to star Norway's Jakob Ingebrigtsen, who broke the European record earlier this month, his main obstacle, GB's Josh Kerr. We have not seen Kerr over 1,500 m this season, but he is the world champion and declared himself on Instagram to be working in the shadows, getting ready for the spotlights. The final takes place at 19:50. In skateboarding, it is the women's park final at 16:30. Sky Brown was 13 when she won Olympic bronze for GB in Tokyo, and now, aged 16, she is back on the team. Not only that, she enters the Games having won last year's world title. Ben Maher and Explosion W won a 6-way jump-off to take Tokyo individual jumping gold, completing back-to-back GB victories after Nick Skelton won the same event, also in a 6-way jump-off in 2016. This time, Maher is back for GB on point break. Watch out for Swedish duo Henrik von Eckermann and Peder Fredriksson. Fredriksson has had the heartbreak of being second to the Brits in the jump-off in both Rio and Tokyo. The final starts at 9 o'clock. Brit Watch. Women's team pursuit qualifying begins in the velodrome at 16:30. Germany set a world record to defeat GB in Tokyo's final. Since then, GB have gone through a rebuild and made their way back up the world podium to become world champions last year. However, Katie Archibald is out of the Games after breaking her leg in a freak garden accident, so it remains to be seen how her teammates regroup. Sailing has scrapped its Finn class, which is unfortunate from a British perspective given GB had won it the past 6 times. That means attention turns to Mickey Beckett in the single-handed dinghy, the ILCS 7, which you might also know as the Laser, which has its medal races on Tuesday. Beckett was a world silver medalist last year and has since racked up major wins like the Princess Sophia Regatta. On the women's side of that class, GB's Hannah Snellgrove is competing after what she characterizes as a 15-year battle for selection, during which she earned money as a local journalist and part of a folk music act to keep her sailing career going. World Watch. Ireland's Kelly Harrington will hope to successfully defend her Tokyo 2020 lightweight boxing title, final at 22:06. Harrington went years without defeat before losing at the European Championships in April. Amy Broadhurst, who switched to Britain after missing out on selection for Ireland, narrowly failed to make the GB team. But Harrington may have to contend with France's Estelle Mossely, who won the Olympic title before her in Rio, then turned pro. Mossely, who has won 11 and drawn one of her 12 professional fights, returned to amateur status and made the French team in the lightweight category. China have won every women's 10m platform diving event at the Olympics since 2008. The past 2 times, they took the silver medal as well. Gold and silver have gone to China at each of the past 4 World Championships too. That means GB's Andrea Spendolini-Siriex, who took world bronze this year, has a job on to get any further up the podium. But it's not impossible. The final is from 14 o'clock. Women's football semi-finals take place at 17 o'clock and 20 o'clock. In hockey, the men's semis are at 13 o'clock and 18 o'clock. Wrestling's first Paris 2024 medals are awarded, bringing with them a chance to watch some history. In the men's Greco-Roman 130 kilograms final, 1930, Cuba's Mijain Lopez, if gets there, could become the first person to win the same individual Olympic event 5 times in a row, 2 weeks before his 42nd birthday. Expert knowledge. It's okay to take some time to adjust if you're a British track cycling fan. Paris 2024 will be the first time since 1996 that the GB lineup for an Olympics has not included one or both of Sir Chris Hoy and Sir Jason Kenny. In that time, GB won the men's team sprint 3 times in a row from 2008 to 2016, but the Dutch knocked the British off that perch in 2021. Watch the event from 1759. As we look back at the incredible moments of the Paris 2024 Olympics, we celebrate the dedication, passion, and resilience of all the athletes who have competed. From record-breaking feats to inspiring stories, these games have truly been a testament to the human spirit. Thank you for joining us on latest updates for this journey through the Paris 2024 Olympics. Until next time, let's keep the Olympic spirit alive and continue to be inspired by the world's greatest athletes. See you at the next Olympic Games. Stay tuned to latest updates for more exciting coverage and stories from around the world. Subscribe to our channel. We will continue day 12 in next video. Thanks for watching.